Hello, here we go one more time. Hello, I am the Seattle Black Veteran. Welcome. Thank you guys for coming, hanging out. I know I'm just getting started here, so we're gonna let some people get on board here, and we're going to chop it up this evening. Hey, I hope everyone is doing fine. Honestly, and I sincerely miss each and every one of you. I really do. I've been so busy and doing a lot of things, but we have to get in here and we have to talk about what is going on. Okay, so let me see here. Let me get this camera here. I hope you guys can see me okay. Okay, so oh, there we go, right there. So what I want to get in here and talk with you guys about, is let's see here. Is I am slipping over here. I am still doing right on. All right, right on. Okay, so what we're going to talk about here, I wanted to get you guys updated on some information that I ran across. I'm really kind of cruising the atmosphere a little bit. Let's see if I can get this down here. Right, I'm so sorry. Yeah, but here we go. Let's see here. Get over it a little bit here. Yeah. Oh, if you get a chance, I got to talk to you guys about this later. But okay, but check it out. Here we go. Let me see here. We are talking about updates on what the PACT Act is doing. Information I think you really need to know. Patty J is in the house. You're my number one fan. I appreciate you, girl. It's good to see you today. Let me give you this real quick here and drop this on YouTube here. Thank you, sweetheart, for coming up and kicking it with your brother. I hope you can hear me okay. How are you doing, my dear lady? All right, so let's get I'm glad that we do that tape. But yeah, so what I want to get everybody updated on. Okay, so we need to get updated on the PACT Act. I need you. We're going to be talking about your health, and we're going to talk about your benefits. Okay, your health is number one first, and then we'll talk about your benefits. I want you guys to see. Let me see here. I want you to see some of the videos I uploaded here because I want to let you know if you're on your struggle, on your grind is it's you're not by yourself here. Okay, let me see if I get the right video up here and hopefully because I know I'm pretty. You're so tired. Go to bed, dear heart. Go to bed. I appreciate you coming up. I haven't been up in about almost 8 days, so I don't suspect anybody probably will catch me, but it's okay. But I want to get this information out, and I'll talk as long as it needed to be. But go get some rest, kiddo. Last time I saw you when I left your place, you were tired, so I understand. I know I'm gonna be wore out here in a minute here, but I'm going to get this information across, and some people can go in and check it back later on. But you go and get your rest, kiddo. All right, and I appreciate you coming up. If you drop off, I understand. Okay, so okay, so we're talking about this. Let me see. What was our title here? The PAC Act. What you should know: your health and your money. Okay, so I want you guys to understand. When you're out here on the grind, you're not by yourself. There's other people in there. Good night, dear heart. Sleep well. Appreciate you for coming up and get some rest. I'll see you tomorrow. But it's other, while you're going through this, you need to know. Come on, you need to know actually kind of what look that you're not by yourself. Let me grab this. I want you guys to see now. Now, this is towards what are we talking about? We're going to get into this with the PACT Act and everything. Let me see. Maybe I hope I got the right one up here.
Vietnam era veteran has been fighting now for increased VA benefits for over 14 years.
Now, okay, hear this. I'm going to back this up here. A veteran, a VA veteran, has been fighting for his rights for over 14 years. Now, I understand. Let me give you a little back on this here. Is he was an Air Force personnel, and look at what he's going through, and understand that some of you, I'm so happy with some of you, you're totally blessed getting your benefits at a faster pace. But okay, just listen to this. Fair use for this here. Oh, you know what? Hold up. We got to do this. Put this on pause. It's one thing that my friend Patty J gave me. and I always wanted to make sure I put this out. I put this out when I get started here, but I want you guys to see this here. And if it's no, it's from Patty J. Let's get it up here. Let's get it up here. And I want you guys and girls to understand this before we get off into it. Understand this, okay? Um, and I think this is another person, so fair use on this. But you guys take it for where it is. And let me see. Let's pop this up over here. And let me put me down here. But I want you guys to see this. This is one thing I would say. I always say this with each and every one. Let me kill this over here. I do apologize. Let's see. You can't heal the people you love. You can't make choices from them. You can't rescue them. You can promise them that they won't be on the journey alone while I'm here with you guys. Good night, Patty. You can loan them your map, but their trip is their own trip. So you got to understand that as you travel, this is your trip, but what we're trying to do is making sure that we can offer you something, as far as, you may be thinking in one pattern and say that you're only one doing this, and you are not actually. You're going through different, but let's put this up here. 14-year veteran, right?
Vietnam era veteran has been fighting now for increased VA benefits for over 14 years.
The process, though, has been slow, and the family is getting desperate. WATE 6 on Your Side investigator Don Dare talked with the veteran and his wife.
Well, Lori, it has been an uphill battle as he seeks an increase in his disability. During the Vietnam era, from the early 1960s to the mid-70s, many men and women in the armed forces served around the world. Terry Laudermilk was in the Air Force from 1967 to 71. For a couple of those years, he did an overseas tour in Spain, where he was injured more than 50 years ago.
Look here, that's Duncan. From what date is on that?
Disabled veteran Terry Laudermilk and his wife Lee look at old correspondence from then U.S. Congressman Jimmy Duncan, assisting Terry with his VA claim. An Air Force veteran, Terry was serving overseas in Spain when he was hurt. He's been fighting for increased benefits for the last 14 years. Terry said he was injured while on duty in late 1970.
On a catwalk, they call it.
He slipped on a catwalk at Zaragoza Air Base and crushed a disc in his lower back. There was surgery after he had fulfilled his military duty. You can see the scar here. VA records from 1971 refer to his time at the VA Center in Johnson City.
That's the whole time that I spent in the hospital, 2 months.
Okay. And I'm pausing it here because I want you to pay attention. Notice he's pointing out his medical records, which is very important. Okay. So you have to pay attention to that, your medical records. And make sure it's in the Nexus letter, if it's not directly there, but it's connecting your service, connected disability. Okay, so listen to this gentleman, and I just want you to listen to this a little bit more, because what he's going for, and I want you to understand, he's going for PTIU. And we'll talk about this in a second.
The surgeries that went wrong, they messed it up, and I had to have it done again.
At 74, Terry has been unable to work for years. He draws $900 a month in Social Security. Lee does her best in making financial ends meet, but it's not a lot.
Okay, listen to this though, and it's important. And he's getting $900 a month for Social Security. At this time, I want to hear from you guys out here as well, because I talked about people getting on the HUD VASH if you're a veteran. Some states it's backed up. I would like to hear from each and any of you who are out there listening. Is let me know, because I'm going to go and start doing my own research and seeing what it is and why it is. But now we're going to talk about this. We're going to get into more stuff that I need you to understand, and I want you to not be discouraged. Okay. All right. So let's let this brother finish rapping, and because this is where he's going. He said, now his age, I think he said he was at 70 in his 70s. Now in his 70s. he's definitely not going to be able to work. I don't think he should be looking for it. He's getting Social Security, and he's in the 70s. Oh, Sir Hell Speaker's in the house, my brother. I appreciate you so much, sir. It's probably just me and you in here. Salute to my brother, Sir Hell Speaks, man. My nephew there, this brother's on point. And anybody who plays this back, please go check out Sir Hell Speaks. A wonderful content creator and a professional. So check that brother out. And if you're listening to this, thank you so much, brother. Is there an email? Yes, sir, brother, Sir Hell. Let me see. I thought I put that bad boy up here. That is my fault here. It should be ticker taping across the bottom there. Let me see. I don't know if it's showing up there. Yes, it's the Seattle Black Vet at Gmail. I apologize. Let me put that in here and get you on there. I do apologize, brother. Yes. I got to get some brothers that come over to you here. Let me see here. It's the. I'll just put it in here. You making me doing something I haven't did in a long time, sir. Hell, that's typing on my keyboard. I'm doing a lot, but it's all good, man. For you, brother, heck yeah. That's gonna be at Gmail. Let's see. All right, I think I got it right there. Hopefully that went through there. Yeah, it's that. Please, brother, I look forward to hearing from you, and I would like to catch up with you later on, and you tell me because I want to stay with your flow of things. Sometimes my brain is somewhere else, and I think you have a very powerful channel, and I appreciate you all the time coming up and supporting the brother. I really do. I'm doing great. Okay, so what we're talking about here, I want you guys to see. Amen. Thank you, Sir Hell's the man. My brother from another mother. He's my nephew. That's my man right there, and I'm hoping one day to be as successful as him on YouTube. But keep supporting this brother. So this brother here, who's on here now, what he's going for is what he's going to call a PTIU. So I'm taking it from, and we'll see as this video goes, that he is not getting a lot of help. He's not maxed out of his benefits. He's not maxed out of his benefits, and so getting a PTIU, if you're at 30, 40, 50, 60, if you're not at 100% and you go PTIU, we talked about this, then you will get getting paid as if you were 100%. So PTIU is a total permanent individual unemployable. Okay. So know this, when you're younger, and if you can maybe get back to work, that's up to you. And I would say go and check with your VR&E people in your town there at the vocational rehab and employment. If we talked about this before, and I'll keep reiterating this for you guys. If you get your rate increase, you can go, if you just didn't take advantage of your GI Bill and you got a rate increase, you can apply for Chapter 31. Okay, and that will get you in either, if you're trainable, they will train you to get into a particular job. If you are already have the skill set, they will get you into a job. Okay, so now this young brother here is 70 something years old, and he is going for a total permanent individual unemployable, which will get him paid at 100% disability rating, which I believe now is $3,200 a month, if not $3,300 a month. Now, I'm just rounding off. Okay, so that will get you paid at that. Also, it will get you into a bracket where you can get dental if you weren't eligible before then. Okay. So what that means is once you get the PTIU, that means you cannot really, you're limited to what you're working. Now, for this brother here, I'm just speaking and I'm not knowing his situation, but I'm just looking at from the outside looking in. His wife is working. He's going to get Social Security. And if he gets to PTIU, then he's 100%. So if he's, and this is, I think, about 8 months ago, if not 10 months ago, this video here, okay? So I'm just giving you guys a map. I'm not saying anything. Okay, listen. I usually always start as off telling you that I am not working for a lawyer. I do not have a lawyer. I'm not working for any association. I'm not associated with the VA. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on anything here. lifetime member of the DAV, I do recommend that you go and try to flex and use those guys there. But we're going to get into this, and I want you to understand when you go looking for a representative of how you need to be looking at things here. I know we're going, dude, I need to help, but you're going to do this, and I want you to do it, and I want you to jump in it, and I want you to start taking care of what you need because I want you to listen to these here. Okay, this is a gentleman here. He's going for PTIU. Let's get him rocking here. Okay.
I can't work. I have to get up every morning. I can't get out of bed unless I take Neurontin, gabapentin to help stimulate the nerves in my back.
Doctors have diagnosed Terry with PTSD from his time in the service. He gets 30% disability. He also draws 10% disability from a service-connected hearing loss. As much as he wants to work, Terry says he's unemployable due to...
Okay, now he's unemployable now. Once you get to this, so with his 30 and I think it's 10 that he has, you have to look at that and look at the VA math with that. So he's probably only getting maybe 20% disability, if not. Let's just give him the best at 30%. All right. Now at 30, he will not be able to be eligible to take care of his kids. If they need to go to school or whatever, they want them at 30. I think it's 50%. I want you to definitely look into that, okay, and double check on that, okay. So, and on top of that, now if he gets PTIU, then he's going to be in that bracket to where he can put his kids or his grandkids, maybe if that's affecting his kids. We'll get into that later on. I want you to listen to this one video I'm going to show you. Okay, so but this is talking about what we say your money. Okay, and we're also talking about your health, and that is the most important of everything. Okay, so I when we say your health, we're talking about keeping. If you don't have no health, you cannot take care or spend your money. All right, so your health is number one. All right, but you need to know the rights of fighting for your health. Okay. So I'm just want you to look into some things. I don't say that everything I'm telling you. I want you to look into them. Okay. All right. So let's get back to this brother here. He is.
However, before his appeal for more assistance is heard, thousands of others are in front of him. You're asking for 100% rating for individual unemployability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you hear the individual unemployability? You look at right here on his thing. He wants 100% rating for individual unemployability, service connected, and he's putting it here, hearing loss and everything. Now I understand this. He is documenting this through the service records as well. Now, if it happened to him, then we have to understand why the VA system is such a wicked system. But here we go. Let's let him rock here.
Service-connected hearing loss is what you want, service-connected tinnitus,
Right.
and 100% rating for unemployability?
Yes.
What would that mean for you?
And mean that I can survive.
Okay, see, so individual unemployability, what he needs right now, especially at his age, he's getting SSI, which is Social Security Insurance, which he says is paying him $900 a month. All right. Now, whatever his wife is pulling in, and let's just give him 30%. 30% is not a lot of money. I should have pulled that pay scale up for you, and I apologize, but go and check it out. That pay scale is not a lot of money, and at their age here, if he gets 100%, not only will the money help him out, it will also help him take care of his health issues a lot better as well. We're talking about medication. Right now, he can see his doctors, he can get the medication, but the income would help him take care and have a nice living. Because you figure if they're living off of his Social Security right now, and he's living off of 30% of whatever she's making, they may be pulling in maybe let's just go up and say 50,000 a year. Let's give them 60,000 a year. And that's really, it depends right now in the world, the day's economy in the United States is really hard. But here we go. But yeah, here we go.
Military, my son still is, and it just really angers me to see them treat the military like this, that have fought and served for our country. And when I see him go through what he's going through.
Now understand this. I'm going to show you guys a video later on, and we're going to get into the VA. I have some good doctors, but the VA system is one of the largest systems in the United States. And it is a wicked system. And you have to understand the people who are in charge of making some of these decisions, what committees they put them in. And this is why we're going to talk about the PACT Act here in a second. But I want you, the reason I want you to hear this because I don't want you to think that you're fighting by yourself. I'm going to show you another one too here in just a second.
Fight for this, it just really boils me. Right now, he is struggling every day to get out of bed, to occupy a normal life, and most days.
And this is what they do as far as you're looking at how the VA evaluates things. You can have 100% in the VA system, but you cannot. Some people will not be eligible for Social Security disability insurance. Okay, we'll get into that too because I'm doing an appeal case because I filed for this, and I'll get into that later on after we get this ahead. But I want to get you guys abreast of this. Okay, so. I wanted to show you this gentleman here because I don't want to let you. I want you to know you're not in this by yourself. We're all fighting. So what I'm going to do is showing you some things here, and then we're going to talk about some solutions and some things I want to make you think about. Okay, here we go. Let's get his wife
because he can't function any longer with his back, his anxiety.
According to the VA, there are more than 14,000 people ahead of your husband in the appeal process.
And so the appeal process, and it's going to ramp up a little bit because of the PACT Act situation. But I want you to hear something too. And all this is fair use. I want to show you some other stuff. I got some more for you. So just hang with me.
14 years later.
Over the holiday,
this is 14 years later.
Terry received this letter from the VA. It says his appeal has been placed on the docket and will be handled expeditiously. A decision should be reached within 90 days, no later than March 23rd, 2022.
Yeah.
I think that I need a decision on my disability, you know.
Okay, so so this is what this gentleman is. Let me get you into another one here that I think you should be aware of as well. And this is why, because I want to give you the fuel to fire your own energy up to say, okay, what did he do? What did he do that I shouldn't do? How can I make this move faster for me? I need you to stay on top of getting yourself together, okay? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you a couple of other ones, and then I want you to hear this one here. And this is from a legal team. I said this to you guys, and I always say this all the time. It's up for you to choose the proper representative for you. The thing is, I want you to start being aware of what your situation is so you can choose the proper representative. Understand, please believe me, I have not chose the right representative all the time. I'm going through some appeals, but I got my good guys at the DAB, and I know they're going to help me out with this. Okay, from mine. All right, and I wish you, Sir Hill, a wonderful evening, kind sir. I appreciate you. Okay, so this is one I want you to listen to as well. Let me see if this is the right one.
Veterans can collect disability and get free health care at a medical center like this one when their injury or illness is connected to their military service. But proving that connection can be challenging, especially when a condition like cancer develops years later.
All right, now we talked about this young lady before. All right, now the PACT Act is going through. I want you to hear her story because I'm going to play you this PACT Act from this law firm. And they pointed out a lot of really things that I was unaware of. And maybe you already know about this. And if you don't, I want you to be aware of this. We're going to get into this. Check this out.
I thought of myself as invincible.
When Kate Hendricks Thomas joined the Marine Corps right out of college in 2002, she expected risks and sacrifices.
I understood that I could get blown up. I understood that I would have to stand duty on Christmas.
But she says what she didn't understand at age 25 at Camp Fallujah in Iraq was that her service as a military police officer might take her life years later.
I don't regret my service in any way.
Okay, she's going to get into this, and I want to just hang with me on this, okay?
Just didn't think that cancer was one of the things I was risking.
Good.
13 years after she left Iraq, Kate was married with a young son when a nurse practitioner suggested she get a mammogram after learning she'd served overseas. Even though Kate had no family history and most women wait until their 40s.
When they screened me, they found.
Now pay attention to this here, okay? She was pregnant with a child, and it was referred to her that she should get this checked out. Now I want you to pay attention to this because it's important when it comes down to your family members. If you are a veteran who has suffered injury while under the contract of working with the U.S. military, you need to understand what your rights are, and you need to understand that if you are experiencing certain issues, that there's a clock ticking on you to actually get those things addressed. Okay, we're going to get into this. I want you to get the gravity of the story here, so it can keep you motivated, because we got some resolve to this. We're just not hanging you out tonight, okay? Here we go.
Found advanced metastatic breast cancer that was already stage 4.
Kate began fighting a new battle, reading and researching treatments and trials. Then she...
You hear that? Reading, researching, okay? I can only walk you to the pond. You got to take it and see whether there's a drink for you. Taking the meat, spit out the bones. Here we go, because I'm going to get you this next video. I want you to really listen to this. This is very important, this next one.
ran into the only other woman from her unit on the base. She had the same rare aggressive breast cancer.
A lot of people would think that's a coincidence. We don't think that's a coincidence.
Tom Porter is vice president of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, which asks its 425,000 members about their health every year.
Injuries from toxic exposures and burn pits are the most widespread, by far, health impact from the post 9/11 generation.
Now, hold up. I want you to understand this.
3.5 million.
I want you to understand this. This just not is just the burn pit people that are my soldiers, women and men who are out there. We're talking also, this is going to go back, and I'm going to show you another one from the when soldiers were suffering from Agent Orange. There's another issue with a certain camp or a certain post where a dry cleaners outside the post was dumping their water into the system, and it affected people who were living on that post there. Okay, now this is what I say, and I want you to pay attention to this, because before I say, I'm sketchy on getting an attorney, but in certain cases, that's where you might have to look into that and see if that's what you actually need. And I think maybe after this video here, I'm going to show you one more, and then I want to show you the one video I think is very important that you should really be paying attention to, because it's important to you, especially if you are, served in these times here. You may not know it, but here we go. I want you to listen. Here we go.
Million service members were exposed to airborne toxins and or burn pits. Giant piles of trash from military bases dug into the ground, piled high and burned, often releasing thick black smoke.
They included everything that you can imagine under the sun: human waste, medical waste, chemicals, rubber tires from aircraft, jet fuel.
Porter says more than 80% of his members exposed to toxins report suffering health impacts, from cancers to asthma. The VA has started a voluntary registry to track exposure illnesses.
I would go running around the base. One of my routes actually took me around the burn pit.
Kate got this letter from a VA oncologist saying her breast cancer was as likely as not caused by her time in Iraq, and the doctor believes military deployment exposures increase the risk of breast cancer in female veterans.
Okay, now that's what I want you to pay attention to. Gail, what's up, beautiful? It's so good to see you. Much love to you, my beautiful sister. I appreciate you so much for just even dropping in. I know I'm catching everybody at a late night hour. I'm pointing this out because I want this next video. Well, I'm going to show you this one, and I want to show you how far back this goes. And so if you serve, now look, I was thinking about this as I was rolling around today, and I was like, we pay attention more to physical and mental damage, whether the physical was whether we performed a particular act and we got physically hurt from doing that. And then we look at whether the mental damage is whether, it suffered us Okay, but the other thing that's really coming up now, and especially now since the PACT Act is passed, is a lot of chemical damage that we military have endured or suffered through. Okay, so we're going to get into this, and I promise you, hang in here. I got one more I want to show you after this here. And
yet, when Kate filed her claim for benefits, the VA denied it, saying her cancer was not connected to her service.
It's infuriating. 8 in 10 veterans that go to the VA trying to get health care and disability benefits for their injuries are turned down.
Now, Congress is considering one of the largest expansions of health care eligibility in VA history to include veterans who served in places with burn pits and other toxic exposures.
All right, you hear that? Other toxic exposures. Okay. Now, this is going to go back, and the next, after this one video here, I'm going to show you when we're talking about the water. I get a lot of, on my YouTube, I guess ever since I go to Google, I get a lot of these commercials. And the commercials are asking military personnel that you serve at this particular base at this particular time. You may be eligible to get compensated and better health care first, and then compensated. Okay, so all right, so peek this. All right, let's get to this here. Let me see here. What Gail say? It's sad to say all the red tape to put veterans through is getting benefits through the treatment and they deserve. You're so right with that, Gail. 100% on that. Yeah. And it's it's really interesting. Let's wrap this one here, and let me see. Let me get you to this gentleman here, and I want to take you to the whole meat and potatoes of this because I really want. Let me see. Hopefully, let me see if this is the one here. We're going out the burn pit here.
Tonight, a disturbing discovery showing the potential number of extremists here in the medicine. Stacey breaks down the new numbers.
We'll get that later. That's some other crap.
The report finds the names of hundreds of public.
Yeah, we don't want to go there. Okay, well, let me give you guys this here. I want you, and this is fair use for this video here, but this is going to answer a lot of questions and what it is. One of the things I want you to pay attention is the time limits to file your claim. Okay, you have to be very cognizant of this thing, and that's why I'm thinking that you probably will need an attorney, but I want you to check this out, and this is from a law firm in fair use. You can check them out on their channel here, but they will give you some quality, good information. Here we go.
We'll know that from about 1955, and I may not have the exact dates, but about pretty close to 55 to 87, there was an off-base dry cleaner that was basically done.
Okay, let me back it up a little. I want you to stay focused on that. He said an off-base dry cleaner because this is one of the other chemical problems that they're having is that the water was contaminated. So if you are in that particular time, you may need to really look into that. I would say this, if you were in that particular time period, I would go and start looking in and filing a claim. If they turn you down, they turn you down. But if you served in that particular time and you have some medical evidence that you were there and your health has probably declined, I want you to look into that. Here we go. Now check it out. Rock with this, okay? This is from this law firm here. Fair use on this. Let me kind of speed it up here. Get out of here.
Camp Lejeune.
Camp Lejeune. Okay.
Where
so,
we cover base housing. A lot of Camp Lejeune. And the problem with it, one of the big problems with it, is that when it surfaced, for VA at least, it appears that the Navy and Marine Corps on Camp Lejeune knew about it for a long time, a number of years, and didn't tell anybody. So that did not help their situation any. And once it kind of came to light, there was a lot of claims on it. Those claims were getting mostly denied initially. And
so it was Camp Lejeune, and he was expressing earlier, and there was a dry cleaners off post who was putting their wastewater into the main system. And once it got into the main system,
yeah, let me
come on, pause that. Once it got into main system, it got into the post water system, and people were in that Camp Lejeune. So if you were in that time area, I want you to start paying attention, and I want you to look into that. If you were in that time area,
The
this
furthest away that I'm aware of, at least. So that, so for a while, a number of years, vets had served there for at least 30 days. Doesn't have to be consecutive, just accumulation of 30 days while you're in the service. You're then considered presumed exposed to those chemicals.
Okay, like I said, I want I think us to back it up and give you the exact time dates that this was occurring. Like I said, if you were there for 30 days and more, you may be able to file a claim for that. Okay, so I want you to pay attention, just look into this, because as I'm rolling through this, and I want you to listen. This is gonna be a minute, but we're gonna make it through this, and I promise you, this is important.
Chemicals included TCE, PCE, vinyl chloride, benzene, and arsenic.
All the contaminants in the water.
So a lot of stuff you probably don't want to be drinking. TCE is a bad one for a lot of things, but. So now we have presumptions, but that still didn't answer the problems that especially veterans' family members had. They still couldn't get compensation in the general sense of the term. They might can get.
Now pay attention to this. This is important. So, like we said, okay, so and this is what we're talking about, these particular contaminants. Now, right now, we're talking about Camp Lejeune, and then they're going to address the burn pits. Okay, then we can go all the way back to when Agent Orange was being used in the World Wars, right? So now, look, if your parents or your grandparents were affected by that chemical, and then it affects the kids who came through that. Now the kids are going through this. You have to understand that kids are eligible for compensation. Especially check out the Burn Pit Act. Okay, well, here we go. Let's keep it
rocking. Healthcare, but since the healthcare portion passed, I don't know how successful vets have been or family members have been in accessing that care. I just don't know. It's not something we hear much about in our community. So the PACT now, jump forward now to the PACT Act. The PACT Act changed basically the rule that service members can't sue the government or sue the military.
Now pay attention. The PACT Act. We're talking about that, and the PACT Act is making it eligible for people all the way back when they were suffering from Agent Orange back in World War. So if they're suffering from that, it's good to see you. It's good to have you. Yeah, thank you so much for coming up here. I appreciate you. So be aware of this. Now we're talking about the kids now, the children. Okay. Now, the grandfather was probably affected. You just heard from another person. I put this up for her, and I think it was a Marine, and she was MP. She was pregnant. So how does that going to affect her kids, her children? How will it affect her grandchildren? Oh, yeah, we can go back all the way there. Oh, hey, so good to hear you. It's good to have you here. About your Pepper. My father was shredded with Ancient Orange. Oh, yes. Oh, good Lord. Bless his heart. And I'm sorry to hear that. This right here, this video here, just hang with me. I'm going to let it go ahead and play out a little bit. But this PACT Act now, and if he had the Agent Orange and he wasn't looked into, please encourage him, as long as he kept filing his records, his medical, and kept filing that he was into that, there may be some back pay for him. If he is still with us, I hope he is. There may be some back pay for him, but this is going to talk about it, and we're going to be on a time schedule to get this done. So listen to this very closely. This is a time schedule. They said you have 2 years, and so we have to look at when did that clock start. Here we go.
And the PACT Act now allows for that, for veterans and family members to bring a lawsuit against the military in a specific court and seek monetary damages, so to speak. They're not considered punitive, but now that how you go about doing that, as we can tell, there's a standard of proof that's laid out in the PACT Act, which.
So, Kerry, first of all, they've taken it out of the VA. You don't just file a claim with the VA. This is in federal court, right?
Okay, we hear this. The claim is going to get out of the VA, and I don't understand. This is crazy, but it's just what it is. Okay, let me back it. I just want you guys to get a little bit on it. It has to be taken out of the VA and filed in federal court. Let's see what that entails. Let's see if they go into this.
Create presumptions, the list for what dependents could get treated for, and the list of presumptions did not turn out to be identical, but they were close. There were, when VA looked at the presumptions, they felt there was not enough evidence. This is just VA speaking, not me, but they felt there was, some things were a stronger association than others. So not everything made it onto the presumptive list. And then there was the question of, well, where do we cover? Is it just Camp Lejeune? Or is it some surrounding bases connected to Camp Lejeune and nearby Camp Lejeune? As it turned out, it was a number of nearby places, most of which are kind of part of Camp Lejeune. Probably the one that's the furthest, and I'm kind of guessing here because I don't know the exact location of all these places, but I would say New River probably.
Now this is interesting because because I was just thinking it was Camp Lejeune because I always see a lot of commercials for that, but apparently there is bases that are associated that are around Camp Lejeune. It probably was having the same, apparently from what I'm understanding here, had the same water issues. So this is why I say we have to keep our ear to the ground, ladies and gentlemen. And it's actually to keep your ear to the ground to, I'm sorry to hear that, dear heart. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. And rest in paradise for my brother. And a brain aneurysm. Oh, man, wow. Look into that, Pepper. I don't know, I don't want to encourage you to go chasing the ghost. But I am thinking, that was your dad. And if he was getting any service-connected benefits, definitely look into that and see if, even after his passing, what benefits that you are still entitled. That's going to be an interesting concept. And this is why I'm playing this video right here, is because as he was saying, it starts getting into your kids. Here we go.
The furthest away that I'm aware of, at least. So that, so for a while, a number of years, vets had served there for at least 30 days. Doesn't have to be consecutive, just accumulation of 30 days while you're in the service. You're then considered presumed exposed to those chemicals. Those chemicals included TCE, PCE, vinyl chloride, benzene, and arsenic. So a lot of stuff you probably don't want to be drinking. TCE is a bad one
arsenic
for a lot of things. But so now we have presumptions, but that still didn't answer the problems that especially veterans' family members had.
This is a good
They still couldn't get compensation in the general sense of the term. They might can get health care, but since the health care portion passed, I don't know how successful vets have been or family members have been in accessing that care. I just don't know. It's not something we hear much about in our community. So the PACT now
and see that's what I'm always concerned about too. And Pedro, you made a good point. I mean, you brought it up, and that's what I say as far as and I'm gonna stay on top of it and see what benefits the children from that. That can what are they eligible to receive? And I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground. Like I say, I'm not an attorney, but I enjoy what these two people here are disclosing. Here we go.
Now to the PACT Act. The PACT Act changed basically the rule that service members can't sue the government or sue the military.
So, and like you say, so you definitely can't file, go through the VA. So you might have to get an attorney to do this. But you let me know, Pepper, where you're feeling with this. But I'm gonna let it keep rolling.
And the PACT Act now allows for that, for veterans and family members to bring a lawsuit against the military in a specific court, and seek monetary.
Yeah. So, and I agree with that. So, in a court, so if you have your dad's, hopefully you have access to his military records, and they can tie his passing away, tie his passing along with what he was suffering from, and if it was military, you should, I would say, definitely look at it with a trial.
Damages, so to speak, they're not considered punitive, but now that how you go about doing that, as we can tell, there's a standard of proof that's laid out in the PACT Act, which.
So, Kerry, first of all, they've taken it out of the VA. You don't just file a claim with the VA. This is in federal court, right?
Right. So there's a couple of things. You've got the presumptions for vets on active duty, compensation monthly from the VA. Now you've got the PACT Act rule that allows you to bring a lawsuit against the government.
Okay, so that means if you got all that military medical paperwork, and it can be connected to the passing, or even if you got the medical paperwork like the one lady who I was showing you earlier, she got diagnosed that she was into this particular war, and she was around the burn pit. So she's suffering through this too. So now I understand this now. They're talking about it goes out of the VA. Here we go.
And that is not limited to the veteran. That could be the veteran's child, the veteran's spouse. And the PACT Act now allows for that, for veterans and family members to bring a lawsuit against the military in a specific court, and seek monetary damages, so to speak. They're not considered punitive, but now that how you go about doing that, as we can tell, there's a standard of proof that's laid out in the PACT Act, which.
So, Kerry, first of all, they've taken it out of the VA. You don't just file a claim with the VA. This is in federal court, right?
Right. So there's a couple of things. You've got the presumptions for vets on active duty, compensation monthly from the VA. Now you've got the PACT Act rule that allows you to bring a lawsuit against the government, and that is not limited to the veteran. That could be the veteran's child, the veteran's spouse.
But all of these have to be filed in.
If you get that paper, so that's what we said. It's not limited to. It can be. I'm gonna back it up again. I want you to hear this. So it's actually in what we talk about this all the time, and that is having paper trail, having that paper trail, and having the medical records, and having it tied to the current living situation, how it affects that, or if the loved one has passed away, how we can hopefully, it's not hopefully, it's us understanding how we are utilizing our benefits. We are entitled to this. And that means if your father passed away, you probably could have had him longer than what he was here for. And if that was due because of the military, you are entitled. So, and it's just having the strength to look through it and keep fighting with it. Here we go.
A lot of stuff you probably don't want to be drinking. TCE is a bad one for a lot of things. But so now we have presumptions, but that still didn't answer the problems that especially the veterans' family members had. They still couldn't get compensation in the general sense of the term. They might can get health care, but since the health care portion passed, I don't know how successful vets have been or family members have been in accessing that care. I just don't know. It's not something we hear much about in our community. So the PACT now jump forward now to the PACT Act. The PACT Act changed basically the rule that service members can't sue the government or sue the military.
And family members.
And the PACT Act now allows for that, for veterans and family members to bring a lawsuit against the military in a specific court, and seek monetary damages, so to speak. They're not considered punitive, but now that how you go about doing that, as we can tell, there's a standard of proof that's laid out in the PACT Act. Which,
so Kerry, first of all, they've taken it out of the VA. You don't just file a claim with the VA. This is in federal court, right?
Right. So there's a couple of things. You've got the presumptions for vets on active duty, compensation monthly from the VA. Now you've got the PACT Act rule that allows you to bring a lawsuit against the government, and that is not limited to the veteran. That could be the veteran's child, the veteran's spouse.
You get that.
But all of these have to be filed in a federal court. In fact, the one in Eastern District of North Carolina, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
I don't want veterans to think they just go file a claim.
Pay attention to the state, okay, too. But here we go. I want you to pay attention to the limits of this too, but pay attention to the state that you're in as well. Okay, and how you can go about that. All right, here we go.
Wife would go file a claim, or a child would go file a claim through the VA. That doesn't work.
Right.
This is a separate act to cover all those people who haven't been covered at all as well before, as well as a veteran, right?
And you got that right, Pepper. So that was a great question. So she just said that as far as even when it comes to the children. Here we go.
That's right. That's right. So this is a lawsuit in its most general terms. And
the thing, Kerry, that bothers me, that I want people to know, is there's a limitation on how long you have to get into this lawsuit, right?
Yes, there is. I think it's 2 years in the PACT Act.
2 years. And if you don't file a claim within 2 years of the effective date, I think it is, you are out. You don't have a chance anymore. And that's why we're trying to do this, to tell everybody you need to act now.
And this is why I wanted to bring this video up. I didn't know about this, and I need for everybody else to know about this. Whatever it is, and especially, I would say this to Pepper, is that even if you don't think, contact an attorney maybe, and see if you got the medical records that can prove, boom, boom, boom. And if you think you got that, 2 years. Yeah, here we go. And that's the question too. So that is a good question. What was the effective date? And I don't know. I'm gonna let me see if she mentions this. If she doesn't,
and for you out there to tell people who may not have heard this, may not even know about the PACT Act, because as Kerry said, it covers not only the veteran, but the spouse or the child. And the other thing that's amazing is if you in utero, if you were not born yet, but your mother was pregnant with you, you are covered. And Kerry, this really makes me happy, because for 30 years, I have had veterans say, my wife had 3 miscarriages, my child was born and had cancer, and there was nothing we could do for them. But there is now. And that's what worries me. It's so long ago that a lot of these people, I think, have given up hope. But I want to go over, so they had the days I got here are from August 1st, 1953 to December 31st, 1987. They had to spend, as you said, at least 30 days cumulative. So you could have been there and come back and been there. And it includes the individual, including the veteran, or their legal representative. Now, I would not, if that person dies, I would assume this dies with them. What do you think, Kerry?
Yeah, I think it probably would. I mean, but my understanding of it is, this is the first time we've had anything like this.
Right.
And, like you said, Carol, it's not being handled by VA. This is the federal court system.
So you're right, Pepper. I would say look that up. And if next time I come up, I'll try to have an answer. But yeah, look that up and see when the effective date, when the bill was signed from Joe Biden. I think that's when it started. So we have to go, and that was recently. So whenever he signed the PACT Act in effect, I think that's when it's going to start. So here we go.
I think there's a chance that, each claim may be different.
All claims are different. All claims are different. This is why I start you off with what that nobody's path is the same. So all claims are different. Just you got to keep your ear to the ground and make sure you have the right paperwork. But let me see what he goes here. Let's see, and we have to look into that. And I'm gonna dig more into this. Like I said, I'm not an attorney. I'm just giving you from my opinion, and and so that's just my opinion on if it was me, what I would do. I'm going through an appeal process right now, and that's what I do. Okay, here we go.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this court handles these claims. I think one important distinction to make too is that you've got the legislation that provided family members access to health care, and there was a list of conditions on there. Then came out the presumptive benefits for veterans to file claims with VA, and that was a similar but different list, right? That was than the one from the healthcare legislation. The PACT Act doesn't have a list. Okay, so I would say, yeah, if you've got issues that are on those lists, there's already evidence of an association.
And I would say this too, Pepper, is look at any of the conditions that they're talking about and see if those things are related to your father. But number one is to see, are you eligible for any kind of benefit. So that's what we want to see, and they're going to come back asking you for paperwork to prove that medical and area. But that's just how they do that.
Between those conditions and the exposure, but the PACT Act doesn't limit it to those conditions. So it does put the burden of proof on the party filing the lawsuit. So you're going to have to come up with evidence to show.
That's what you say. The burden of proof comes upon the person who's filing it. So we want to see, and mostly I would say this period, and that's why I was getting all these Camp Lejeune commercials coming up during in the middle of YouTube, and they were talking about if you served at this camp, you need to get a hold of them. So any attorney that you go to, if you think you have a case, they already have what's going to meet their standards for them to move forward with it. So they're going to ask you all the questions, and I would always say, go out there and just check it out and see what they're asking for, because like I said, we're adults. No is nothing we have never heard before. So I'd rather die trying than don't try at all. So this is why I come and I rock with you guys, because I want to save you some of the headaches that and so this is why, because I'm not fully aware of this, because when you go through things, it's a whole different thing than actually if you're on the sidelines looking. But I'm going to continue to dig into this, because that's right. You got it, Pepper. Exactly. Because those are lawyers trying to hustle to get you to sign up and go, hey, we can get you paid, but we want a percentage. Kind of reminds me, I was asking my mother today, put some stuff on YouTube, on eBay, but I don't have the time to go through all that, so I pay a person a percentage to do it, and that's what the lawyers are going to do. Is they want to know, and I didn't get it either, but I got it after a while. But you're so right. You're on top of it, girl. Here we go.
Related to B, but it doesn't limit you to 5 or 6 specific conditions.
Why don't you read to them what the presumptions are, and then what there are a number of things that we know they found a strong relationship with the exposure. So the presumptions are, you got that?
Yeah, let me change some screen.
And while he's looking for that, so there's presumptions that they agree that if you're exposed and have this disease, then there's a connection. That's a presumption. But then there are others where there's strong evidence, and you would probably have to get a medical opinion connecting the two. But that doesn't mean you couldn't get them. And I would assume there are going to be other things that we could show evidence that are relative.
Right. So there's a couple of lists here. Okay. First, let me do the one. I'll read off the ones that not all of these are currently presumptive. Mm-hmm. This was when they originally come out with a Camp Lejeune training letter, and it was kind of tied to the legislation for healthcare. These were the conditions that they were looking at. These were based on the IOM findings, the ATSBR findings. And so all of these are not presumptive, so keep this in mind. But this was the original list that basically showed an association between the contaminated water. And
so if anybody has any of these, they have a good chance of winning their claim, right?
Yeah. So we're bringing these up, not because they are or they are not presumptive, but because there's already evidence out there that shows an association between some of these things and the toxins in the water.
Okay, before he gets there, we're talking about the toxins, and he's going to go over what the symptoms related, and he's talking about what's pretty much will get you, pretty much a good percentage of chance of you winning your claim. Now understand this is not a claim if you're going to get, and I said earlier, we're looking at physical conditions. If you go through training, you get injured. And then we're looking at mental conditions. Now there's a heavy push right now on the chemical conditions. So now with the PACT Act is going back, we're going all the way back to World War II, kiddos. All right, we're going back to where Agent Orange was put out. Here we go. Let's let this rock.
Part of the PACT Act that we haven't covered before, and that's the Camp Lejeune part. This is a huge benefit for those thousands of people that were there and have suffered some pretty incredible things. Kerry, you want to start off with just an overview of that?
Yeah, so the Camp Lejeune, most people that have been kind of following the Camp Lejeune issue know that from about 1955, and I may not have the exact dates, but about pretty close to 55 to 87, there was an off-base dry cleaner that was basically dumping or somehow allowing a bunch of chemicals down into the drains. And
we talked about that. I moved forward. I'm sorry, I backed it up. So we talked about the Camp Lejeune, and you're right, Bever. Because I was like, what the heck is all these commercials keep popping up? And then when I started researching it, I'm like, okay. And these lawyers, they're above the curve because they know if you're going to have something pass, like the PACT Act, and they want to get on top of that real quick so they can be the first fishes out here in the pond here to get on top of it. Let me see.
I have some questions of my own that you just raised about the offsets. And I said we don't really know how this is going to play out, but one of the offsets is an award made to an individual or a legal representative of an individual under this section shall be offset by the amount of any disability award, payment, or benefit provided to the individual or legal representative under, it says, laws administered by Secretary of VA, the Medicare program under Title 18, and the Medicaid program under Title 19. That makes me wonder about under the Medicaid program, especially because that program pays for people's health care where they otherwise couldn't receive it.
Right.
And my understanding of the Medicaid program is if you lose access to the Medicaid payments, like Social Security supplemental income or maybe Social Security disability, if you're otherwise entitled to a Medicaid, that you lose the health care.
Okay, I'm gonna slow it up right there because and I'm glad Pepper was here, Pepper. I'm glad you brought that up, and you were right on time with that, and I appreciate your comments, and rest in paradise to your wonderful loved one. And so this is what I really, and we're gonna start getting into this more. I want you, veterans' daughters or granddaughters. If your mother or your grandmother suffered from certain issues and passed away from that, and I'm going to be real with this because we're looking at getting paid because look, if I tore up your car, I'm going to have to compensate you for that, for the car. And your loved ones, this is something that you cannot get back. This is personal, and it's very real. And so, I have no qualms with, look, if you're entitled to get your money and get paid because they have damaged your family, oh, by all means, by all means. And so if you guys didn't get this, the video in here, let me see. I'll put it back up in here. Let me see. I want you to be on top of that, and just go if you have your own time. I'll put these guys back up here, and and you can see their page up here. They're on YouTube. So please go check this out and start digging. Start getting aware of your benefits. Look here. Back in the day, even when World War I and World War II, Vietnam War, there was redlining for people of color to not be able to purchase homes. All right. And most of that we went through and suffered through that because we were lack of knowledge that these things were happening to us. We knew they were happening to us, but we really didn't know everybody else was having the same thing. And then when we finally knew, we took it out of the frame. You're not looked at. Now look at here. I want you to understand this. I said this to my mother today. I said the benefits, I said it to my friend too, Patty J. I said the benefits of having a home is you can create, paint, do whatever you want. You can turn it in your garage into your hobby place. You can turn your second bedroom. I mean, yeah, you're paying, but on top of that too, you have leeway to express yourself when it comes to council meetings or your local mayor. Please believe me, I'm 58 and I wouldn't tell you nothing that I have not experienced, okay? It may be different in your parts of your realm or your place there. Let me put this over here. But the thing is when we're not informed, okay? So you have a right to hear me and you don't have to take it. You can throw it out or you can utilize it. But what I'm saying is I'm walking through this. I'm living it. I'm seeing how this goes down. But understand me when I say this. I do not understand your complete trail like you will not understand mine. But understand this. We are both heading toward the same path, and that is to be compensated and relieved for our loss. Okay? Now, the only way we're going to actually do this is that we are fully aware of our rights and we exercise those rights. If you're not aware, that puts you totally out the game. Okay. Oh, I appreciate you, beautiful. I always come up here, you well, and I put you among my few. I come up. I haven't been up since last Thursday, so I left a lot of my people out there, and I apologize. But I only do this when I want to make sure that I give you some good quality information. And it may not, like I say, even if I am not 100% right, please believe me, I will come back on this page and tell you, update, I misspoke at this particular time. So I try to remain neutral, but I try to stay heading into the direction of where I can keep you aware of things. And, you might have, it's like, if you're kicking back and you're at your computer one day, you might want to search some things out and, it might click the light on into your head and you'll go, oh God, okay, yeah, okay, I need to probably look into that. And so, because I will tell you honestly, let me shut this down here. Honestly, and I have to give it to you on the real, is that I didn't start figuring things out until after, I kind of went through them. And so I try to fight for you guys here. And this is why I want to make sure that you get some information that's going to, click a light bulb in your head and you go, okay, I was thinking about that. Because I'm going to tell you on the real how this happened for me. When I was working in the 90s, I was working as a identification technician at a jail. And a brother came to me, and he was a black man, and he's like, hey, are you a veteran? I said, yeah. He goes, disabled? I said, yeah. And he told me, you keep going in and you keep talking about your issues. Don't give up. Him, I have to give him a lot of credit. I wish I remember that brother's name. And then it was another disabled veteran that came through a check stand I was working through when I was a cashier way back in the day. And they dropped a little bit of knowledge on me. So then I went online and then I ran into another brother who dropped some more knowledge on me. And I was like, okay, So then I called my representatives and I said, hey, let's look into this and see what's up. So here we are. And this is why I want you guys to, as you fight for your, let me put it back up here, because this is number one for me, your health. All right. And if you don't have your health, you cannot do nothing with that. Okay. So what we talk about is getting your health together. And if you're on top of your health, much respect and much appreciated for you. And if it's your loved one, look into it, because you might be entitled to getting paid. Okay. And that's real talk. I know people, I don't like to promote it about making money. I like to say I'm being compensated for what I should have been, but I actually look at it and was listening to this gentleman here, punitive damages. They don't pay you for pain and suffering. They pay you for what you should have been getting paid a long time ago. But pain and suffering, they're gonna have to, if these days now something happens to you in the military, I think, what is it, 50,000, or did it go to $100,000 of life insurance for the military now? So these are things too, and I would honestly say, as a Black American man, I strongly urge any person of color who has not been informed, or if what I'm telling you is something kind of new, keep going and looking into that. Okay. And understand, we talked about this PACT Act, and let me pull these guys back up here. Thank you so much, Gail. I appreciate you. Gail is the one, this woman here, let me, hats off to her. Gail's always on point. I appreciate you, Gail, because I know, as I said, she's a content creator, and she is a hell of a moderator. So if anybody ever comes over here and listen to that, I know African Dream is probably going to be waking up, and he usually catches me. So I appreciate you, African Dream, and you and your lovely wife. Salute. He gave me the new name. Now I'm Seattle Black. I love it for that. I appreciate you there. And the goddamn bacon, he calls me SBV. Seattle Black Veteran, SBV, and he's a cool brother too. So, Gail, you make sure you guys check out her page here. And Pepper, I don't know if you got a page there, Hart, but if you do, let Gail know, and she'll get you in there. Love you, Gail. Appreciate you. This is a wonderful sister here, and she's going to be her 2,000 mark if she ain't already there soon. So you guys make sure you keep up with her, because I know she's going to have a celebration. I'm going to have to pop a bottle over here. I know the TLA is supposed to be having a get together over there. I think he's talking about soon. So you guys got to let me know. I got to fly out to DC to see my nephew. But okay, yeah, guys, there you go. And Gail's on point with it. Beautiful lady. Please check her out. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to give you guys this 411 because look here, I'm always about you taking care of your health, and I'm always about you taking care of your money. Okay, now dig this. Okay, so this is I'm gonna bring it around to this part here. Oh, did you? Oh, girl, you go. I am late in the game. Oh, get salute. Hey, give it up, Gail. Over 2 G's. All right, Gail. I'm gonna shoot you an email. You're gonna have to hopefully shoot me your address where I can send you a congratulations present, because you're well deserving of it, beautiful, and I appreciate you. So congratulations on that. Yeah. I know if I know I was in these streets enough, I'd probably be at 500, but I only get here. Oh, okay. So check this out. Okay, so let me give you guys my little update. So I always tell you guys to go and check out. Let me see, where is my page? Okay, so I tell you guys to go and check out. I'm sorry. And I want you guys to do this if you were in the military, if you know somebody in the military. Okay, so let me put this page up here. And this here is actually, what I tell you guys to, if you know people who are there. I have a premiere dropping tomorrow night. Okay, let me get to this. Gail says, pardon me, big heart. I have a premiere dropping tomorrow night. that you're in. Oh, right on, right on. We have so much fun and the monetizing stream. Okay, Gail, I'm hitting you up, girl. I gotta hang with you. This is gonna be my sister here, my niecey here, cause she's rocking, man. You go, girl. I appreciate you. All right. So check this out. This website here, and this is what I want you guys to check out. This is let me see. So let me just go. Okay, so this is the we just do furniture. I'm just gonna drop up something here. This is the exchange website. All right. So if you know somebody that's there, and okay, I'm gonna promote these. I'm not promoting these guys here, but let you guys know how the Seattle Black Veterans getting down. This here. I bought this Manscaped the lawnmower here. Okay. So on this website here that I'm showing you, I got this thing for about $69, and that's with shipping, and that's shipping included. So like, well, now let's just use this chair here over here. Let me put this on one screen here and get it all there. Okay, so let's say this chair, for example, here, it's like let's scroll up. It's I don't know if you guys see, but it's $223.20. That is the bottom line. It will get shipped to you at that price, and there'll be no taxes and no shipping added to that. Okay, so you guys be aware that. So if you know, I mean, and this goes into and I can use so many other things on here, household items. There's beauty and health and beauty, skincare. Let's just go on skincare and see. You guys get mad at me. I do Clinique over here, but I don't too much like Clinique that much, but it's okay. Okay, so and don't dog me, ladies. I know guys are but yeah, so I would say if you can, you can shop on this portal. If you know some people who got the access to them, whatever. We do what we do. Okay, so I want you guys to be aware of that channel there. This is what we're talking about here is your money, okay? And this is what I'm talking about. In any state or whatever, wherever you go, you're getting charged. Amazon, I went to their channel on Amazon, and I was looking at let me show you. I was looking at a laptop computer like Gail has. Like Gail has a MacBook. Let me see, the Pro. Because Gail, you did it right, girlfriend, because that thing kicks power. Okay, so if you go onto this channel here, whatever, and so let's just use this little item right here. Let's click it on here. And I want you to understand that, okay, so with this particular item here, $1,000, $1,100. That's it, bottom line. Shipping's free, and there's no taxes, okay? That's military. Okay, so this is why I want you guys to start utilizing these things here. Start shopping on posts. This is actually my, I think my 5th item I bought from this site here. So I would honestly say with it, the shipping takes about maybe about a week for the shipping. It took about a week for this here. I got another couple of items from there too, from the electronic situation. So yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I would tell you, especially you ladies here, I love it when you take care of yourself because you're beautiful and I appreciate you. They get into fragrances. I'm a fragrance person. I got like 13 bottles of fragrances. Let me just put you on here right here. But this is so if you're into your fragrances, ladies, and if you look like this one here, I'm not a big Polo fan, but let me see here. With this here, it was sliced down from 120 to $64 dollars, and they sliced it from 64. So it's less than 64, and you get free shipping and no taxes. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys get on that. The Seattle Black Veterans, like I say, the first thing I'm most caring about is you and your health. That's what's more important. On top of that, get out of there, get your money and get paid. Okay, get paid. This is what it's for you. You know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to take care of you and your loved ones. You guys are so important. And I hope that I'm bringing something that's of value to you that you can use and that's going to help you navigate through this. I keep saying I'm going to come up often, but I honestly have to tell you guys this, and I always let everybody know I'm 100% with this. I am a 100% disabled veteran. I suffer from major depression disorder. I don't be around people. I could get out, but I don't really, be around. But I told myself this when I was homeless, the second week. They always ask you, how, when you call the doctors, how was your mental? Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself. No, no. I say because there is a mission that God has me on. Whether you believe in God or whatever, I don't put a label on it. I just say. And if that is to give every last breath I can to help you conquer or go through some of the VA stuff, or just give you peace of mind to let you know you're not by yourself and that you are out here with people. Okay. So on my channel, I am here to help you. I started off saying for disabled veterans, but this is going for active duty civilians who no veterans. This is actually so you can even give a peace of mind. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna let you guys go here. I love you, Gail. I appreciate you so much, and Pepper, thank you so much. You women are beautiful. I appreciate you. And so I always say this. I just want to see the best for everybody, and you can't do everything by yourself. So you gotta, offer help. So here, when you come to my channel, I don't bring no shade, no smoke on you. I don't care what your situation is. If you are looking for help and I can only give you what I can give you, I'm gonna do my best, but I will not shade or cloud you because we all are in our position where we need assistance from every time to time. And I will tell you, I'm turning 59 actually in October. I'm a Halloween baby, just to give it my information here. And so you can calculate it back to how old I was. So I'm blocked. What they say, doxing myself. But it's what it is. I'm at this age and I have nothing to give you but love and the truth. And I just want to see you get to know that you are not by yourself and that you are loved and appreciated. All right. All right, so let me see here. I was supposed to actually hang on here a little longer, but that's my fault because I haven't been up in a while. But I'm gonna do my gosh darnness. I want to take you guys out with me. And I'd like to take you on trips around Washington State. I'd like to also give you some things that if you're going to travel up here, where you probably could look forward to. We're going to catch a train down to Portland. I'm going to kick another video and I'll just show you the train trip to Portland that I did about last year or something like that. Sweetheart, I appreciate you. You guys, you ladies are wonderful. I will tell you. I would say this, and these guys are going to not like me, but I'm not into that really hardcore red pill community. I do my thing, but I have respect and love for my ladies. And when you ladies are genuine like you guys are here, I have nothing but love for you. So, like I say, it's just nothing. And I'm going to update my system here. I'm going to actually change my studio around here. I got a lot of other stuff I have to do. But Pepper and Gail, you guys, and Gail, I appreciate you because you always keep me on point with my keeping my channel looking correct and how it's supposed to be. And I know you told me to take these comments. I know when I had the video up, but I appreciate you. You in the TLA, I love you guys so very much. And Pepper, baby doll, please, Auntie Pepper, always you're welcome here and kick me any kind of questions or whatever, because we're going to be tackling as well. And I want everybody to pay attention to this. Okay, interest rates are going up. This is what the Seattle Black veteran is doing. Seattle Black. I am hanging on to my chips. And while the interest rates are going up, I'm making sure I have everything paid off and I'm stacking that money. Let me see. Gail says I'm struggling to keep my eyes open all day long. Oh, go to sleep, baby doll. I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna actually go ahead and wrap this up and end it. And because I'm going to be blessed with ending it with you two beautiful ladies here, and I appreciate you so very much. And we're going to get on here, and Gail, I'll be tuning into your podcast tomorrow, I believe, but I will do it. I got to run I got to go do a DAV thing so I can get some more knowledge and get it back to you guys here. But okay, ladies, I love you very much, and I have nothing but love for you here. Let me do another thank you to you. For you, and I appreciate you so much. You guys are magnificent. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. You guys have no idea. You make me keep it moving here. And I love you, ladies, and I wish you nothing. Hey, do me a favor. I tell everybody this. I want you to look that person in the mirror and tell that person, I love you, and that you're proud of that person. All right? Do that for me. All right, ladies, I love you very much. I wish you nothing but the best. Sweet dreams, and we'll be catching you guys later. I wish you nothing but the best, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Pepper. Thank you, Gal, for hanging with me. Have a good night, ladies, and I wish you nothing but sweet dreams.